Bring us the context of last week. Prior, of course, to Jackson Hole and Euphoria on Friday, we were worried about overall frothy valuations in the area of AI. Is Nvidia going to be a key test on that?
I think it is. I mean, I think that really is keeping the market right now with respect to the AI trade on pause, waiting for more news from Nvidia to see what earnings bears, and really to see if they've been able to continue to grow into what are really lofty growth numbers. You've certainly seen AI come under pressure as the market's been rallying to new highs, but broadening out outside of AI. And so Nvidia, I think, is front and center for this, at least for the market this week with respect to the AI trade.
Have you questioned anything fundamentally, though, that changed in the last week, when we suddenly were awash with concerns about MIT writings or whether Sam Altman saw a bubble or not?
Yeah, I think the MIT research note really laid bare the fact that right now, implementation and adoption is really critical in terms of enterprise integration, being able to appropriately adopt these models into the enterprise environment. And so I think the MIT paper was a little bit misunderstood in that, yes, they're saying that only 5% are productive, but where they see the real hindrance is not with the models themselves, but rather with enterprises being able to implement effectively those models into their software environments. And so what I think is really key for the next leg for AI adoption and growth is going to be the software companies and the implementers that are able to take these effective ChatGPT or other models and integrate them into the business environment. And so software companies that can do that effectively are really going to be the winners, I think, in the next leg of this AI trade.
Look, we got worried about Intuit or Workday earnings at the end of last week. We've been worried about some of the European players. SAP has been under pressure, and others as we worried about software sort of being eaten by AI. But then on the flip side, a Palantir, ultimately a software company, has been the best performing company of the year, even with some of the recent sell-off. Do you generally think that software is getting beaten up too much, or do you think companies are able to embrace and pivot with AI?
I think right now we're really seeing the winners and the losers and the bifurcation of the winners and losers in the software environment. You know, companies that are like Palantir that have been really effectively able to deploy AI, use it, and then deliver it effectively to their customers are the winners right now in this environment, and I think are going to persist to be the winners. I think the companies that are being left behind and the laggards right now are the companies where Palantir is sort of eating their lunch and taking business from them. And so, there's going to be winners and losers in any environment when you see these disruptions occur. But right now, we're really seeing sort of the fight of it. But I think broadly speaking, as an industry group, software should be the ones that are implementing AI into enterprise environments and being able to grow into what I think is a greater demand environment going forward. We've moved on from just the picks and shovels of AI and now really looking to the deployment stage and the monetization stage, and that's where software should really shine.
Nvidia is the picks and shovels. It's the key test this week in terms of earnings. What are you hearing in terms of, well, the depreciation of the assets that ultimately Nvidia is selling to all of these hyperscalers? It's where the demand goes, but how long are they sticking around? Have you managed to sort of model that out?
No, I mean, not explicitly in terms of modeling it out, but I think right now we're still in very early stages of this, and so I think there still is quite a long runway for Nvidia chips. But you are seeing that, we're seeing, good scale adoption, but we're also seeing a lot of innovation, and that should really just keep demand, pretty robust for the picks and shovels as we continue to innovate, those, the entry trips into the AI space.